Hello everyone, myself Akshita from Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering and my topic is about human eye. Contents: Introduction to human eye, parts of the human eye, working of the human eye, function of the human eye, disorders of the eye, conclusion. Introduction to human eye. The eye is one of the most significant and sophisticated sense organs that we have as humans. It aids in object visualization as well as the perception of light, color, and depth. Furthermore, the sense organs are comparable to cameras in that they assist humans in seeing objects when light from the outside enters them. That's so, learning about the structure and operation of the human eye is fascinating. It also assists us in comprehending the operation of a camera. Six muscles are in the eye. They are responsible for controlling the movement of the eye. The most common kinds of muscles that are lateral rectus, medial rectus, inferior oblique or superior rectus. Eye anatomy. This is the figure of the eye and as shown these are the various parts of the eye. Parts of the human eye. Pupil. The pupil is a small opening in the iris. The iris controls the size of the pupil. The pupil's function is to adjust the amount of light entering the eye. Typically, the pupils appear perfectly round, equal in size and black in color. The black color is because light that passes through the pupil is absorbed by the retina and is not reflected back. Iris. Iris is a thin pigmented structure found in the eye that can regulate the amount of light that can enter the retina. Also, it determines the eye color. Iris is present in the anterior part of the eye lens. It controls the size and diameter of the pupil and thus regulates the amount of light entering the eye. Cornea. The cornea is the transparent part of the eye that covers the front portion of the eye. It covers the pupil, iris and anterior chamber. The cornea's main function is to refract or bend light. The cornea is responsible for focusing most of the light that enters the eye. Retina. The retina is a thin layer of tissue that lines the back of the eye on the inside. It is located near the optic nerve. The purpose of the retina is to receive light that the lens has focused, convert the light into neural signals, and send the signals onto the brain for visual recognition. Due to the retina's vital role in vision, damage to it can cause permanent blindness. Sclera. The sclera or white of the eye is a protective covering that wraps over most of the eyeball. It extends from the cornea in the front to the optic nerve in the back. This strong layer of tissue, which is no more than a millimeter thick, gives your eyeball its white color. It also protects and supports your eye. It helps maintain your eyeball shape and protect it from injury. Lens. The transparent portion situated behind the pupil is called the lens. It becomes small to focus on objects at a distance and becomes big to focus on nearby objects. According to the shape and purpose of the lens, they are classified into two types. A ray diagram for concave lens and the convex lens shown below. A convex lens is a type of lens with at least one side curved inwards. A concave lens with both sides curved inward is shown as a biconcave lens. Optic nerves. The optic nerve is a nerve made up of bundle of ganglionic cells located in the back of the eye, which connects the eye to the brain. Its function is to carry visual information in the form of electrical impulses from the retina to the areas of the brain which deal with vision, allowing you to see these impulses as images in your head as your brain processes and translates them. There are two types of optic nerves, which are rods and cones. Rods. Rod cells are photoreceptor cells in the retina of the eye that can function in lower, better than the other type of visual photoreceptor, cone cells. Rods are usually found concentrated at the outer edges of the retina and are used in peripheral vision. On average, there are approximately 92 million rods in the human retina. Rod cells are more sensitive than cone cells and are almost entirely responsible for night vision. Next, cones. Cone cells or cones are photoreceptor cells in the retina of vertebrates' eyes, including the human eye. They respond differently to light retinas of different wavelengths, and the combination of their responses is responsible for color vision. Cones are normally one of three types: S cones, M cones, and L cones. These cones are sensitive to visible wavelengths of light that respond to short wavelength medium wavelength, and longer wavelength light respectively. Working of the human eye. The human eye operates similar to a digital camera in several ways. Light focuses mainly on the cornea, which acts like a camera lens. The iris controls the light that reaches the eye by adjusting the size of the pupil, and thus it functions like the diaphragm of a camera. The lens of the eye is located behind the pupil and focuses light. This lens helps the eye to automatically focus on near and distant objects and also the approaching objects like an autofocus camera lens. The cornea and lens focus light to reach the retina, which is light sensitive zone present on the inner lining of the back of the eye. The retina covers optical illusion images into electronic signals and thus electronic image sensor of a digital camera. These electrical signals are there by the optic nerve to the visual cortex, which is responsible for the sense of sight. Function of the human eye. Human eyes are a specialized sense organ that is capable of receiving visual images, thereby producing the sense of sight in us. The eye receives direct oxygen through the aqueous humor. The aqueous humor nourishes the cornea, lens, and iris by carrying nutrients, removing waste materials excreted by the lens, and maintain the shape of the eye. The aqueous humor is responsible for providing shape to the eye. It must be clear to function properly. As we mentioned earlier, the eye of a human being is like a camera, much like the electronic device. The human eye also focuses and lets in light to produce images. So basically light rays that are deflected from or by distant objects land on the retina after they pass through various mediums like the cornea, crystalline lens, aqueous humor, lens, and vitreous humor. Diseases of the eye. There are various diseases. Astigmatism. Astigmatism is when your eye isn't completely round. This causes up close and far away objects to appear blurry. There are two types of astigmatism. First one is corneal astigmatism, that is common type of astigmatism. This means that your cornea is egg-shaped. The other type is lenticular astigmatism. This means that the lens which is behind your iris is the wrong shape. Myopia, which is also known as nearsightedness. Myopia makes distant objects appear blurry. You will experience poor vision when viewing objects far away. Near vision is usually unaffected. Hyperopia, which is also known as farsightedness. Hyperopia is very common with about 25% of the population being affected. Hyperopia causes poor vision when viewing objects up close, while distant one remain clear. Hyperopia occurs when the eyeball is shorter than it should be. Presbyopia, age-related farsightedness. This causes difficulty focusing on close objects, especially while reading. Nearly everyone experiences it at some point after age 40. This decline in visual function comes from age-related changes to your eye's lens. Presbyopia is not the same as age-related macular degeneration, AMD. Cataract. A cataract is a clouding of the normally clear lens of the eye. For people who have cataracts, seeing through cloudy lens is a bit like looking through a frosty or fogged up window. Clouded vision caused by cataracts can make it more difficult to read, drive a car, or see the expression on a friend's face. Glaucoma. Glaucoma is a group of eye conditions that damage the optic nerve. The optic nerve sends visual information from your eye to your brain and is vital for good vision. Damage to the optic nerve is often related to eye pressure in your eye. But glaucoma can happen even with normal eye pressure. So these are the diseases of the eye. Next conclusion. The eye is an organ of sight. Eyes enable us to perform daily tasks and teach us about our surroundings. Vision or sight is a rapid process involving simultaneous interaction between the eye, the nervous system, and the brain. Vision is one of the most important gifts which God has offered us. It is said health is wealth. The human eye is one of the most important organs in the human body. It is very sensitive and exposed to a variety of diseases. That's why we should take a lot of care to protect it and keep safe. Eyes are the chief organs of vision and in human body and hence termed as photoreceptors. Thank you.